Since the infancy of the recording industry in the early 20th century, when the record-buying public demanded a certain type of music, record companies responded. As early jazz recordings by stars such as Duke Ellington, Paul Whiteman, and Louis Armstrong proved both popular and profitable, record companies, in an attempt to make their roster of artists appear larger, began creating new bands out of thin air made up of existing studio musicians. With countless records being released under pseudonyms to fit the musical genre, it was as a result of this dubious business practice that two Hollywood-based musicians named Dick Roberts and Luther "Red" Roundtree came forever to be known as the Banjo Kings, and banjo history was changed forever. Born in 1897, Dick Roberts grew up in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, surrounded by music. After his parents divorced, he moved to Denver, where he began the study of various stringed and reed instruments, while excelling on guitar, saxophone, and Hawaiian guitar, becoming a professional while still in his teens. It was the response to his tenor banjo solos broadcast over KOA radio that opened Hollywood's doors in 1933. Quickly becoming one of the busiest musicians in town, Roberts provided the soundtrack for the 1936 film Banjo on My Knee while doing a myriad of record and nightclub dates along with radio and early television broadcasts. Luther "Red" Roundtree was born in Mount Pleasant, Texas in 1905. After playing guitar as a youngster with his hoedown fiddling father, Roundtree began playing plectrum banjo professionally in 1923. During the 1930s, he toured with Blue Steel in his orchestra, making nearly 20 RCA Victor records with the group before lighting in Memphis, where he hosted his own radio program. Later, Roundtree moved to Hollywood in 1940, where the versatile musician seamlessly segued from comedic roles with Spike Jones and his City Slickers to countless radio shows and record dates. Unbeknownst to them, by the early 1950s, a perfect banjo storm was brewing for Roberts and Roundtree. America was in the throes of a nostalgia boom, and the public was craving banjo records. Reasoning that two banjos were better than one, in 1951, the Good Time Jazz label of Vogue Records paired Dick Roberts and Red Roundtree in their first recording simply entitled Banjo Kings. The name stuck, and when the duo brought down the house in front of an audience of 7,000 at the Dixieland Jazz Jubilee held at the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles in 1951, a new era of banjo royalty commenced. It wasn't just nostalgia which endeared the pair to the public. The Banjo Kings were really good, performing a repertoire of time-honored banjo favorites, played with just enough of a modern flair to sound decidedly uncorny. Roberts' shimmering tenor solo style, paired with Roundtree's driving plectrum rhythm, would have been enough to satisfy any banjo fan. But when the duo launched into the scintillating harmonized duets for which they became famous, a new standard in four-string banjo ensemble playing was established, which British critic Charles Wilford described as true banjo style brought to the highest pitch of technical perfection. After the Banjo Kings' reign, Dick Roberts performed regularly with the Disney-based Firehouse 5+2 Dixieland Band, while Red Roundtree went on to do national radio and television shows with Dinah Shore, Burns and Allen, and Gene Autry, in addition to recording sessions which included Elvis Presley's Love Me Tender. In 1953, Good Time Jazz producer Lester Koenig prophetically wrote, "If there is ever a Banjo Hall of Fame, Roberts and Roundtree will certainly take their places among the greats of the past, while long being remembered as setting a very high standard for all banjoists of the future." Although they fulfilled many and varied musical roles during their careers, living to see their trademark band name appropriated by many other banjo groups through a unique musical partnership in which the sum truly exceeded its parts, Dick Roberts and Red Roundtree will always be remembered as the Banjo Kings.